my name is Christina. I am the Education Manager for the Abrams English Institute for the Visual Arts, the Art Museum at UAB. And we're going to do another AEIVA behind the scenes object lesson today. So feel free to pause and work on it on your own, or follow along and do it later with other paintings in your house or the outdoors. Use it wherever you would like. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I am going to share my screen. And so today our object lesson is about a painting that is not in our collection, but in fact is on loan currently to UAB in our Focus for Eclipse of the Hudson River School exhibition, selections from the collection of Bill and Elizabeth Koleszar, so thank you to them. We love this particular painting. It is the River Mill, Edmund Darch Lewis. It's the River Mill by Edmund Darch Lewis, painted in 1880. It's oil on canvas. And the Hudson River School was a art movement in the 1800s that was rather short-lived. So this exhibition looks at how the style sort of changed a little bit. So this one is at the end of the Hudson River School, moving away from it, moving away stylistically. But it's still a great representation. It's a landscape painting. It is looking at using light and other features to really emphasize the landscape. But we start to see other elements moving into the foreground that take us away from that Hudson River School and give us a little bit more storyline that's not so focused on the magnanimity of the landscape itself. So, emphasis on that word story, today we're going to create a story. What I want you guys to do, feel free to pause, but what I want you guys to do is to describe the landscape, see what's going on here, and create a story. So a story has a beginning, actions that rise to a climax, and then actions that take you from that climax down to a conclusion, and then the conclusion of the story. So feel free to pause here. But what I'm going to do is walk you through those things to show you what kind of story that I've kind of come up with about this painting. So what I see here, what my eye is drawn to first, is not necessarily the landscape, which is what my eye is drawn to in most other Hudson River School paintings. Instead, my eye is drawn to this house. What is this house doing here? Why is it on this water? Is it actually on the water? Has it been flooded, or is it intending to be on the water? To me, it looks like it's supposed to be there. It might be part of a mill that we can't necessarily see. And it may have constructed this dam that's going on right here in the water for its own purposes. So I think these people, there are people that live here. And then I'm drawn to this dark cluster of trees. The light's not really shining on them. The light's instead emphasizing the mountains. So the mountains for me, because of the light and the contrast to this darkness, mean the mountains are symbolizing hope. So then as my eye goes across the horizon, I'm then drawn to these trees, and the light's sort of touching them. They're really emphasizing them, but then there's all this dark area here. And lo and behold, here's our two people. So they are, as part of the kind of painterly landscape, they're there to emphasize nature. The story in this painting is not necessarily supposed to be about them, but for me, it is going to be about them and their relationship with the landscape. So here's the story I've come up with. This is a father and son, and something has happened to them. And the reason I think something has happened to them is because they're in this darkness. They're not in a very good place. And so they look off into the mountains and say, you know, that's so pretty out there. It's so much lighter. Why don't I go out there? And on top of that, they see these little blue kind of Y-looking figures, and one is kind of jaggedy. What is that? Is that smoke? Is that a river? I'm going to go with, I think that's smoke from houses. And so there's other houses, there's more civilization out here, and they feel like in this time in their life, they may want to interact a little bit more. And so they decide to move, and they're going to leave this beautiful house here and maybe a livelihood they had and take a chance in the mountains. Now, I'm going to pause because part of this activity I want you guys to do at home, and then reach back to us and let us know what you guys come up with. I want you guys to search on the internet for another Hudson River School type painting and finish the story for me. what happens to this boy and his father as they move out into these mountains? Are they moving out west? Maybe they're moving up into the northeast. You let me know what you decide is the kind of climax and the end of the story. So I've given you the beginning, and I've given you the actions that's going to take them to this climax. Or maybe the climax was the decision to decide to leave. What steps are going to happen then to take them to the conclusion? Where are they going to end up? You tell me. You find the next painting that you think goes with this, and let us know. Be sure to tag us on Instagram at AEIVA UAB, so that's AEIVA UAB, or on here in the comments on YouTube or on our Facebook page. And I look forward to seeing the conclusion of the story from you guys. Thanks, everyone.